What's going on, guys? Welcome back for another round of Monk Spot. As I stated in my last videos, it's crunch time as we travel midway through the season in week 9. I got you with the NFL Game Day predictions again, a host of games that I know you guys are going to love. We're going to start off with the clash of the Titans and the undefeated Carolina Panthers and the 6-1 Green Bay Packers. Don't worry about Aaron Rodgers' debacle that he had last week against the Denver Broncos. 2 interceptions in that 29-10 loss he suffered to the hands of Peyton Manning. We're going to look out for him to bounce back this week and what may be a good fireworks game, a nice shootout for us to enjoy. We got the running game of Cam Newton going up against the run defense of the Green Bay Packers, giving up about 120 yards a game. And not only that, they're ranked 17th in the pass. Cam Newton, as well as Jonathan Stewart, averaged about 4 yards in the running game, over 140 yards per game. That's going to be efficient enough for them to do more than enough to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field. Check this out. Does the winner of this game one up the other in the MVP race? I'm looking for Cam Newton to one up Aaron Rodgers in a 28-24 defeat. Let's take a look at this next game. More of a defensive game to be exact, because the shootout is not this scene. We got the St. Louis Rams and the Minnesota Vikings. How about the composed young quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater? He's been looking good this season, right? How about the up-and-coming Todd Gurley, his outrageous 6 yards per carry? That's got the Rams running game ranked 3rd in the league. How about the second coming of Adrian Peterson? 9 touchdowns, 633 yards rushing, and newcomer wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, with about 400 yards receiving. Poor passing game, as I stated earlier, with the lack of shootout that we're going to see this weekend. Both teams are passing under 200 yards a game. Nick Foles as well as Teddy Bridgewater, despite how composed Teddy Bridgewater may be. Let's look at the Rams defense as the Vikings defense, as they're both hand in hand in giving up about 17 points a game. But I'm going to look for the Vikings to give up that same 17 points in a 20-17 overtime game. So let's look out for that. Let's take another look at the Raiders and the Steelers. Big Ben, Derek Carr battling out in what may be an offensive shootout for us to see. Derek Carr is only 24 years old, but he's slowly molding into a great quarterback. 15 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, and he's almost completing 70% of his passes with 105 QBR rating. I spoke slowly of him last week against the Jets. They beat them about 39 to however much, too much, too little. He threw 4 touchdowns against the Real Reavers and Antonio Cromartie, who I thought were going to get the upper hand on him. I was surprised. Too bad for the Steelers this week as they lose their edge with the injury to Le'Veon Bell. Their most prized running back may have a season injury. No telling when he's going to return. Not only that, Big Ben looked shaky last week in their loss to Cincinnati, a division game which I know he would have wanted to have back. I'm looking for the Raiders to take this game 27-21. How about them Cowboys? How about those Eagles? 3-4, 2-5. The Eagles are coming off of a bye week. Here are the keys to the game for this. The question is the season over once the Cowboys lose this game? If they fall 2-6, their only goal this season was to make sure they at least win 2 prior to Romo's return. He's back on the practice field, but won't be back in this game. The Cowboys' backs are against the wall, but it's their offensive identity that will be going up against an Eagle-style defense. They have 17 takeaways on the season, and they're ranked 1st. Not to mention that's bad for Matt Castle and his offense. Yes, they have Dez Bryant. He'll be back on the field for a second week. Maybe they'll be able to get him going, move him around. Look for Malcolm Jenkins to probably be covering him most of this game. How about this Cowboys defense only giving up 13 points in the past 2 weeks? They're going up against Sam Bradford. But check this out. For an Eagles offense that's supposed to be scoring at least 40-something points a game, their drives only last an average of 2 minutes. That's the lowest in the league in the NFL. Against the Cowboys defense, like I said, they're only giving up 13 points a game, 26 in the last 2 weeks. The Cowboys defense is going to have to cause what they haven't been doing most of the season. Turnovers. The last time that the Cowboys defense faced off against the Eagles, they walked away with about 2 interceptions. They're going to have to cause more of these turnovers this time around if they hope to be successful down there in Big D. But I'm looking for the Cowboys to cause the upset. You didn't hear it from me. 23-20. Not an overtime game, so no, don't worry. Our last game we played on Monday night featuring Chicago Bears and the San Diego Chargers. Big ups to Phillip Rivers and his stellar season he's having. 18 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. That's pretty good going up against a Bears defense ranked 4th in the league. But for their offense for the Chicago Bears, Jay Cutler is playing that same old football that we've been seeing from him in the past couple of seasons. Only 9 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions, an 88 quarterback rating. You think the guy doesn't even care about the game anymore. But no use of worrying about that. The Chargers don't care, right? They're having 420 yards a game total. They're the top passing team in the league, and I look for them to top the Chicago Bears 27-20. That's all I have for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed my last segment I had. If you see these videos, comment, subscribe, rate, drop me a like. I definitely appreciate it. This is Monk Spot, your new favorite place for everything NFL.